Criswell Automotive Field here in Gaithersburg, the site for this one. Game 33 in CRCBL action. Ben Bobek and Tyler Gallo here for Big Train TV as the Train roll in to take on the Gaithersburg Giants here tonight. Tyler, the Big Train coming in at 25-6, and they clinched the regular season CRCBL title and the first seed in the playoffs last night. What are you looking for them here tonight at Criswell Field as we look to get set for action? What are you looking for them to do as they look to keep the momentum rolling here?
I'm looking for them to just continue their role this season. It's really just been a tremendous season on all aspects, and as they get into this little break after the next game that they'll have some time to really prepare for the big stage, which is the playoffs.
So first pitch in from Rob Cheney, the starter for Gaithersburg, here at 7 o'clock on the nose. It's in there for a called strike on Riley Johnson out of East Carolina, starting things off for South Colangelo's Big Train tonight. This one runs high, tight, off the front shoulder of Riley Johnson. And the second pitch he sees, he wears it, and he'll be down to first as a leadoff base runner here, bringing up Darius Foster out of San Francisco with a runner on and nobody out.
Very good night last night for Darius. You know, a double and a triple last night, really adding to his extra base hit regimen this year, which has been kind of light. So he finally gets a couple of those in there and really improves his slugging percentage a little bit.
Sky high on base percentage, over 500 for Foster now on the year. Great night for him last night with a 3 RBI triple to break that game open early yesterday down at Alexandria. He shows bunt here, pulls it back, ball high.
No one on Bethesda this season after Austin Gauthier has signed with the Dodgers is now batting under 300.
Absolutely, a steady offensive year for the Big Train. They've exploded through the last few games and reaching historical peaks. We'll get into that a little bit later as Foster will not see the 1-0 here. That's going to be a back pick on Johnson off of first. So Rob Cheney, the starter for Gaithersburg tonight, the righty out of the stretch. Gets that front foot forward and again fires back on Johnson at first. Second consecutive pickoff move. Cheney on the year, 12 1/3 innings of work, 5 games, 3 of them starts, an 0-1 record, and a 4.37 ERA. Here's the 1-0, finally to Foster in high for ball 2. 2-0 on the speedy Darius Foster, left-handed batter, playing left field tonight. Johnson in center. Matt Thomas on deck, still at second base after last night. Get to the rest of the Big Train order in just a moment. Cheney set for the 2-0. He kicks, he fires. This one hit high in the air, up towards right center field, shallow. Yelpin, the shortstop, coming out, and he drops it. That's going to get down. Over to second safely goes Riley Johnson. Foster on first. 2 runners on, nobody out here. Top of the first from Matt Thomas.
Defensive miscommunication there out there. No one made that play. Fell in between all the fielders, and it's a free single for Darius Foster.
Zach Yeldon out of Concord University at second base tonight. He and Carson Keithley coming in for right. Couldn't figure out whose ball that was, so it dropped in between them. Tyler Martinez in center had a chance as well. So safe all around here. A fresh count for Matt Thomas out of the College of William and Mary. Up to 364 on the year batting average. He brings that steady bat in with a chance for an early run here for the Big Train. Ball high. And it's 1-0. One and nothing coming into Thomas. Long look in from Cheney. He kicks, he fires out of the stretch. This one pops the outside of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Grant Knipp now on deck. Catcher tonight. Kemp Alderman at first base. In the hole, Jack Cohn, designated hitter tonight, batting 6th. Nolan Shanuel at third. Keith Torres at short. And Trevor Doyle in right field, hitting 7, 8, 9. The Big Train offense that has been incredibly potent over the last week. Looking to carry that over. Thomas rips one straight at the shortstop. Chance for 2. Johnson doubled off second. Wilkinson to Yeldon. And there's 2 gone here with Foster safe out first.
2 hardly hit, and Riley Johnson just had to freeze on that. It was a good baseball move, but he's too far off the bag, especially when it's hit to short, and he's out. And 2 quick outs here as Grant Knipp comes up to the plate, carrying a 5-game hitting streak into tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been hot over the last few games. 9 RBIs in that stretch for the Campbell Camel. Stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Back toe on the inside line over the plate. Foster off of first. He has an open base in front of him, but ripped this one straight back to Dylan Wilkinson. 2 straight lineouts to the shortstop. Nullifies a early threat here for the Big Train. They go down quietly in the top of the first. Gaithersburg coming to the bat when we come back here on Big Train. So fresh after a loud outing for him at shortstop, Dylan Wilkinson will lead things off here for Gaithersburg. In the bottom of the first, facing off against Luke Baker, the long lefty out of Jacksonville. And his first pitch fouled back into the screen. 0-1 here.
Maybe some extra motivation for him in this start today. We have something planned for him if it is good. He is listed for 3 innings, but we'll see how long his leash is in this one.
6 starts, all of his appearances fresh to start a game. Baker, 1-1 on the year, 4.71 ERA. That one crackles Knipp's mitt, and it's called strike 2. Quickly 0-2 on Dylan Wilkinson, shortstop out of UMBC, rising junior there.
Baker's got some extra life to that fastball today.
And that one pops a little high. Definitely can hear the juice early here at Criswell Auto Field. Alderman at first, Thomas at second, Torres at short, Shanuel at third, the infield for the Big Train. This one swung on and missed. Good breaking ball on the outside edge. There's one gone, and Luke Baker has his first strikeout of the day.
Tremendous start to the afternoon, the evening for Luke Baker. He gets a very feeble swing and a miss attempt there by Dylan Wilkinson as Tyler Martinez comes up to the plate. Baker looking to just do more of the same.
Center fielder Martinez coming back to the right side of the plate. Michael Morale on deck. Nick Holisa, designated hitter out of Virginia Tech, batting fourth. Jacob Farrar, Zach Sarah Yeldon, Carson Keithley, Michael Booma, and Jordan Myers, another new face here for Gaithersburg to round out their batting order in the home side of things tonight.
Gaithersburg has had a plethora of just injuries and
that one swung on and missed.
And departures this season. I'll go over them in just a second as we watch Baker here get a good swing and a miss there.
1-1 to Martinez. Center fielder, also out of San Francisco. Fewer teammates as each team has had a couple dawns move on. And that one tips back into Knipp's mitt. 1-2.
So here's all the roster moves. Luke Keishel was called to the Cape Cod League. Dom Ragazzo's hurt. Tyler DiMartino's gone. Jacob Ferrar and Eddie Lavelle just came back after being gone, and Tyler Martinez is making his return from injury, and Ryan Martinez hurt his thumb.
It's that time of year in the collegiate baseball season as Luke Baker hot to start things off. Another beautiful strikeout breaking ball there, a wipeout on the outside edge, and there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the first.
I think he
Both
wants
via the K.
I think he wants that good start tonight, and he said he's tired of giving up runs. He's tired of not going out there and getting what he wants, so he's just going to go out there, and he's in locked in mode right now.
Certainly motivated. No question about that. 21 innings pitched, 20 hits, 12 runs, 11 of them earned, 16 strikeouts to 7 walks. Coming into tonight, got that up to lucky number 18 so far. As first pitch outside and low on Michael Morale. It's been a constant threat for Gaithersburg in the heart of this order. 13 RBIs and 12 home runs for Morale, catcher tonight. And he swings and misses. That's some beautiful heat, low and inside, just above the knees there for Baker, 1-1.
We've seen Baker generate some really tough swing and misses here this year, and this is no different.
Using that 6'6" frame effectively through 2 batters. This one powered by Morale, just able to get around on it. Tipped it towards the Gaithersburg dugout. Nip will rid himself of that baseball. Fresh pearl in Baker's hands. Head to the rosin bag real quick. And now steps back on the mound out of the windup. Hands above the face, he comes set. 1-2 on Michael Morale. Into the windup, the kick, the fires, tipped back behind Nip. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes on Morale. Out of Wilson College, rising sophomore there.
There's a Wilson College contingency on this roster. I've seen a couple of other guys there. I know Cam Nolay is from there, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
A trio of Wilson athletes here. 1-2 again to Morale. Baker into the windup. Here it comes, and this one fouled way high towards the construction site to our right and well out of play.
Baker wants that K. He wants that flourishing, solid opening first inning. Listed as 3 innings today, and then we'll turn it over to the rest of the bullpen. We'll see how it goes. But he really wants that.
Elementary school out beyond the parking lot will apparently be built on a foundation of spent baseballs. 1-2 again from Baker. He fires inside, just below the knee. Morale starting to walk down to first, claiming that one hit him. Home plate umpire says, and I quote, no.
Come on.
Unquote. 2-2 to Morale. Sounded like it nipped something. Nip shaking off the hand a little bit. Baker maybe wearing him down a little bit early.
Potentially.
Nip playing a few games out there at first base. Got to adjust to being the backstop again. Told us before the game that played 1 inning of first base last year, but besides that, not much. So always an adventure for him to get back to used to it. Here's the 2-2 inside again, and the count is full on Morale.
See if he's in swing mode or take mode here on 3-2. Baker has been setting him up a little bit low. We'll see if he comes up high and tries to get the K here.
Definitely working that inside part just above the knees, looking to find something here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Baker in the windup with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. This one fouled way off, back towards the parking lot, out of play, off the roof of the
Morale
stand.
kind of late on that fastball. We've seen that in this start thus far. He just keeps fouling it off and really not getting a good bat on it, just fouling it straight up. So we'll see what he goes to here once again.
3 or 4 foul offs. Here's the 3-2 from Baker, working quickly, and that's just a little bit outside. The first runner for Gaithersburg is on base here with the full count walk issued to Michael Morale, bringing up Nick Holisa for his first appearance against Big Train pitching. Out of Virginia Tech, designated hitter tonight. Wearing number 10, bats left, throws right. A rising junior.
And some people would be worried about, what just happened, but Baker, he's in a mode where he can just not be phased by
Baker
a
quickly to the
single
plate.
walk.
First pitch outside on pardon me. First pitch catches the outside edge, and it's 0-1. Lively crowd here in Kelly Park, suburban Gaithersburg, Maryland. Beautiful night for baseball. This one bounces. Nip able to block it down. Chance to get the runner at second. Throw down to Torres. Not in time. So avoiding the tag there from the shortstop, Keith Torres, is Michael Morale. He advances on the wild pitch, and there's a runner in scoring position here for Gaithersburg with 2 gone in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, pretty wild there. Didn't make it quite to the zone, but with the 1-1 count, there's some room to set him up here.
Bounced that one way away from the left-handed hitting Nick Holisa. Thought Nip had a chance to throw the runner out, and this one is cracked up the left side. That's going to get over the glove of Darius. Foster roll all the way to the wall. Morale coming home to score easily. Throw in from Foster, cut off by Torres. It's a stand-up RBI double for Nick Holisa, and the Giants take a 1-0 2-out lead here in the first.
Oh, and that was smoked, and I don't know what Foster was doing on that. He just missed it. He reached up to try to grab it and missed it. I don't know what happened. An early run here.
Slight misjudgment there. Cost the Big Train an early run. And after threatening in the first, but not, or in the top of this inning, but not able to get anything home, they'll have to do some more defensive work here. 2 outs, runner on second. This one smoked down the left field line. That's going to get fair easily. Holisa turning around third. Back-to-back RBI doubles as Jacob Farrar takes the first pitch he sees straight down the left field line. It's 2-0 Gaithersburg.
Some hard-hit contact. I don't know if he just lost sight of what happened, but Luke Baker, after striking out the first 2 batters, really hasn't found his stride after these last couple.
Righty Farrar didn't even give us a chance to introduce you to him. The sophomore out of VMI now stands on second. Back-to-back pitches given up for RBI doubles. Holisa comes in to score. Farrar out to second. And Zach Sarah-Yeldon will step in now from the right-handed side. 2-0 Gaithersburg. Still a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. This one just below the knees. Nip loses it trying to throw it down. Might have hit the umpire bringing that arm back. Tough to tell. 1-0 on Sarah Yeldon. New addition to this roster out of Concord University, as we mentioned in the top. Playing second base for Jesse Frawley's Gaithersburg here tonight. He cracks this one straight through Luke Baker, scooped up by the second baseman, firing over to Alderman in time, and the side is retired. Thomas to Alderman for the 4-3 putout to end the first, but not before 2 hits, 2 doubles, and a walk cost Luke Baker a 2-0 early lead here. Big Train bats coming up and looking to answer. Alderman, Cone, and Sean Uell due up when we come back. So Kemp Alderman to start things off here for the Big Train offense in the top of the second, now needing an answer as they fall into a 2-run hole after a couple of loud pieces of contact against Luke Baker in the bottom of the first. Alderman checks the swing on the ball outside from Rob Cheney. 1-0. Alderman on the year, a mighty impressive season so far for the big Mississippian. .313 hitter. 42 RBIs on just 25 hits as that one crackles outside, and it's 2-0.
Nothing short of tremendous this year, and a big shot in the arm for this offense, the one they needed to start things off this season.
He's had some timely pieces of hitting, and he hits a high fly ball towards right center field. No trouble for Carson Keithley coming in from right, shading over to his right. He makes the grab as Alderman is set down, and there's one gone here for the designated hitter, Jack Cohn. Just slightly under that one, a towering fly ball up in the air. But no chance for any more damage on that one. Cohn on the year, 338. Sprung back to life at the bat last few games. Leading the team in sacrifice flies. No chance for one here as he takes a breaking ball that never comes back down to earth. High and tight for ball one. Cheney out of the stretch. He kicks with that front leg, fires tight again on Cohn. And for the second straight batter to start off here in the second inning, it's 2-0. Phil looking to do something a little bit more with this count here. Try to start a little bit of rally here for the big train. They had two runners on with nobody out in the top of the first, but an L6 double play and then a second consecutive L6 ended that one quickly. As this one crackles outside, 3-0. 2-1 rather. Caught the outside edge for a called strike. Cheney comes set. He fires in. This one high off the back of the helmet of Jack Cohn. No sweat there on the soft breaking ball. But after two pitches in to start him off, Cohn wears that one in a uncomfortable spot straight off the back of the cranium.
Yeah, it's never fun.
Second hit batter for Rob Cheney tonight. And Jack Cohn on base now. Quick pick back on the runner at first by Cheney. Nothing comes of it. Cohn able to get back comfortably, rocking the high socks. Brady Gump up at the plate, a late substitution before the umpires meeting, so it's all right. In for Trevor Doyle, I believe. Nolan Shanuel hitting eighth now. Had that after we wrote in our lineups. Always fun. See the late substitutions. So believe after this it's Gump, Shanuel Torres, 7-8-9, rather than Shanuel Torres Doyle. This one in there, called strike on Gump. Gump out of Notre Dame. Coaches son in a few different ways. Mom coaches softball for the Irish. Dad, a former Notre Dame assistant coach. We talked a fair bit about the Irish program last night. Great year for them, getting all the way to the Super Regionals. That one outside for ball two on Brady. Humid night here in Gaithersburg, but nice overall. Just around 90 degrees before the dew point index. Very cloudy out there in center field. Here's a 2-1. Gump sends this one high in the air, right side of the infield. Booma, the first baseman, working over. It's Saryeldin, the second baseman, who calls him off and takes it just right of the bag. And there's two gone here in the top of the second. Both outs coming via big train batter, getting a little farther under it as we'll have to double check on who's down at third base now because Trevor Doyle is on deck. So we'll have to double check that defense for you, get back to you. For now, Keith Torres settles into the box after a player of the game performance last night in Alexandria. 3 for 3 with 3 walks. Couple big base knocks. 4 RBIs, 4 runs scored, as you see there. Team leading .523 on base percentage for the Flying Hawaiian number 9. Takes that one in for a called strike. Tight on the plate. Here's the pitch from Cheney. Up above his head for ball 1. 1-2. 2-0 Gaithersburg here. Runner goes. Torres cracks this one up the third base line and foul. Cone back to first on the dead ball, and Torres back to the plate with a 1-2 count on him. And we'll set again. Big Train in the visiting blacks. Gray pants, black socks. Torres waggles the bat as he steps back into the box here. 1-2 count. Cheney checks back on Cone at first. Torres drives this one foul up the right side. No chance for Booma, the first baseman. Jacob Farrar across the diamond at third. Wilkinson at short up the middle along with Sarah Yeldon. Jordan Myers, Tyler Martinez, Carson Keithley, left field, center field, right field in that order. As we said, Michael Morale behind the dish. Playing backstop tonight for Rob Cheney. Long look in between the battery. Now Cheney comes set, that front foot slightly forward. He sets, he fires, so 1-2 again, hit high in the air. Over our heads, straight behind us. Free baseball for somebody back there. Did that go into the bed of the truck? No.
Sounded
It's
like it.
rolling around over there.
Sounded like it.
If Jack Cohn can take one off the cranium, so can I.
I don't know about that. You're not wearing a helmet.
I don't need one.
All
1-2 from Rob Cheney. Please don't quote me on that. Cone down to second. Ball inside. Throw down not nearly in time. A good pickup there by Wilkinson to stop that from heading towards the outfield grass. Cone into scoring position easily here with 2 outs now for Torres, who, as you saw there, was fantastic with runners in scoring position and runners on last night. 3 different RBI base knocks out of the 2-hole, including that 2 RBI double in the 8th to cap off an impressive performance for the Big Train offensively. 17-3 to clinch the CRCBL regular season title. 2-2 to Torres. Taken inside. Count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And you almost got to start the count at 3-2 every time Keith Torres is up there. Such a great eye at the plate. Really good, really disciplined. He's been one of the better hitters on this team this year as well.
24 bases on balls for Keith Torres. Looking to make it a quarter century here or drive Jack Cohn home from second. Maybe something else. 3-2. Rob Cheney, long look into Morale, shakes him off, wants some new signs. Torres waggles the bat as Cheney comes set. Glove high at the face, checks back off Cone at second. He fires home, and this one a breaking ball, high and outside, ball 4. Walk number 25 on the year for Torres. That'll bring up Trevor Doyle with 2 on and 2 out. Gaithersburg able to do their damage in the bottom half of the first with 2 outs, and now Big Train will look to do the same to answer here in the second.
I'll have to figure out what the heck this defense is for this team then. If Gump was in for Sean Newell and everybody else batted today, is Gump playing third base?
First time we would have seen him in the infield.
Because Riley Johnson's on deck, and we'll see if Foster comes out. That's my only...
Maybe Torres at third, somebody else at short. We'll have to see. This one crackles inside. Strike 1 on Trevor Doyle. Back-to-back Sacramento State hitters here to round things out batting-wise. Torres and now Doyle. 308 hitter on the year. 464 on-base percentage, though, for Doyle. Sky-high on-base numbers for both of those guys, Torres and Doyle. Nothing in 1. Cheney, long look back at Cone. He fires this one inside, skirts away from Morale. 2 in scoring position. Cone down to third, Torres to second. And a chance now with an open base at first for Doyle to strike back.
And if Darius Foster comes out, if Johnson comes up to plate and Darius Foster's on deck, I have no clue where Brady Gump is playing.
Well, I assume that's what's going to happen, considering it seems to be a straight swap. Gump in for Shanuel in the batting order. Like we said, we'll try to sort out the defensive alignment. As here's the 1-1 to Gump outside, or to Doyle rather. Signals crossed there. Doyle, left-handed hitter, takes a couple check swings, working way out of the back of the box. Here's the 1-1. He grinds this one through the right side of the infield. Cone scores. Torres rounding second. Waved home by Coach G. Throw well in time. Torres trying to bowl him over and can't. So Cone comes home to score. The throw from Keithley well in front of Keith Torres trying to score from second. And so the inning ends there. 2-1. Big Train get one back on the RBI single up the right side by Trevor Doyle. And now they'll head to the bottom of the second, looking to keep things at a 2-1 Gaithersburg lead. Luke Baker. Baker back to work here against the bottom of the Gaithersburg order. Carson Keithley, Michael Bouma, and Jordan Myers up to the bat. Called strike in there. This one grounded foul up the third base line. 0-2 quickly here on Keithley, who threw out Keith Torres. Keithley to Keith, in a way. And it's a little bit of a stretch. Here's the 0-2 to get me out of it. This one grounded up the right side. Thomas scoops it up, fires over. No charge necessary on that ball. And there's one gone here as Keithley grounds out to Thomas.
So we've determined that Brady Gump is now playing third base.
Shanuel, a late scratch. Apologize for any confusion there. We've got it all sorted out. Straight 1-for-1 swap. No confusion beyond that, but always a fun game. First pitch from Baker sizzles in for a called strike on Michael Bouma. 0-1. Baker looking to keep up the good start he had in the bottom of the first and close the inning out a little more in short order. And again, a quick 0-2 count here on the first baseman, Bouma, as that one tipped foul into the dirt. And Baker working quickly in those bright orange cleats into the windup. Swing and a miss. Maybe tipped, if anything. That thing cracked into Grant Knipp's mitt for the third strikeout of the night for Luke Baker, second here.
I think Luke Baker might be mad.
Second.
Luke Baker might be mad on the mound because he's been pounding the zone in this inning after those first two runs were allowed and maybe shouldn't have been. As a very defensive misjudgment there in left field by Darius Foster, but Baker just pumping right now.
Beautiful breaking ball to change the speed up. And start off Jordan Myers, 9-hole hitter for Gaithersburg, off with a strike perfectly placed on the outside edge of the plate. Here's the 0-1. And that settles back inside with the breaker, 1-1. We asked Grant Knipp earlier in the year up in D.C. when he visited us, as this one hit high in the air. We'll get to that point later as Doyle comes in from right, settles under. Oh, it bounces off his mitt. A straight blooper in right field. Doyle might have lost that in the sun, if anything, but right off his mitt, took his eye off the end of it, and Myers reaches first safely. 2 gone here in the second.
Now, do you think that goes as an error?
Yes.
That has to be an error. If it's scored a hit, I'm not going to be very happy about that.
It's a routine fly ball to right. And top of the order here for the bare-knuckled Dylan Wilkinson. He grinds the first one straight through the legs of Kemp Alderman. Holding at second is Jordan Myers, and again, with 2 outs, Gaithersburg threatening.
So it was an E9 on that play, and then straight single. Really
that
just
one a hard-hit ball straight at Alderman, holding the runner on at first. Never really had a chance at that coming off the bag. Tough play there. And again, Tyler Martinez struck out swinging his first at-bat. Gaithersburg sending the top of the order to the plate for the second time now in the second inning. And Baker will need to work his way out of a jam here. First pitch, breaker. Off speed in there for strike 1.
And he should be very well be out of this inning. Trevor Doyle made a very tough drop in right.
Any runs in this inning would be unearned at this point, as he again works an 0-2 count on Martinez after starting off the first 2 batters as such, and a chance to end this one a little bit early. Into the stretch, he comes set. Checks back off the runner at second. Crackles Knipp's mitt high and outside. Looking for the elevated strikeout fastball there. Martinez spits on it. 1-2. Baker, ball set in his mitt. Checks back on the runner. Fires off speed just below the knees of Martinez. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Good looking pitch there.
Yeah, very good.
On the 1-2. Good location on the outside of the plate. Maybe just a little bit low with the breaking ball. He comes set again. Looks off Myers at second. This one grounded towards Gump. Foul at third. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes on Martinez. Martinez, one of the many San Francisco Dons between the rosters of these 2 teams. Some cloud coverage starting to drift in from right field. 2-2. Baker tipped back. Firing that one in there. Home plate umpire will walk it straight back. Have a nice little chat there. I think that might have caught Knipp for the second time tonight in an awkward spot off the hand, maybe. Trying to give him a little bit of time.
Checking Luke Baker for sticky stuff.
Not quite. No unbuckling of the belt necessary there for Baker. Gets the rosin bag, a nice little pet with a fresh baseball in his hand. It's the dilemma for baseball, right?
Yeah.
Want to keep the baseballs fresh, but tough to get a grip on him. Here's the 2-2. Baker looking to get a grip on this one, and again fouled back. Great job to stay on top of that one, Martinez. That was a great looking heater. A little bit high. Martinez just able to get a piece of it as it rolls back. A slight little breakdown in the bleachers to our left. Poor Dylan Spilko. Just trying to do his job. Baker trying to do his out there on the mound. Here's the 2-2 to Martinez outside. Trying to get him to chase, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Big Train trying to hold this to a 2-1 Gaithersburg lead. Myers leads off second. Wilkinson off first. Here's the 3-2 from Baker with the runners going. Breaking ball, and Martinez missed it by a mile. Second strikeout of the inning for Luke Baker, his 4th of the evening. He strands both runners. 2-1 Gaithersburg. Top of the third. Coming up. Riley Johnson, top of the Big Train order here in the third, looking to start something again offensively. Big Train did get one with 2 outs in the bottom of the, or in the top of the second, rather. They are the road team. Breaking ball misses outside from Cheney. 1-0 to start off. King Riley, as apparently he's affectionately known down in the Greenville greater community. Here's this one, crackles back inside. 2-0. Cheney trying to work both edges of the plate, unsuccessfully so far in this at-bat. Johnson did reach on the hit by pitch back in the first, was caught off second in a tight play. Hard hit ball off of the bat of Matt Thomas, straight to Dylan Wilkinson, who underhand flipped it back to Yeldon at second base for the 2-out play. Johnson, I think we'll get a little equipment check from Michael Morale behind home plate. Maybe adjusting his mitt or something.
Who knows? There's a multitude.
Michael Morale knows.
There's a multitude of ways a game can be delayed. That's certainly one of them. Of course, last night, rain.
Last night, just a straight-up delay. This one, slight delay. Not complaining too much yet. Here's the warm-up pitch, I guess. Morale's testing that glove or something. Who knows? Johnson stepping back into the box from the left-handed side.
Who can it be now?
Great song. Playing between innings here at
Criswell
Automotive Field, Kelly
I'm
Park,
partial to
Gaithersburg,
Salisbury
Maryland.
Hill.
Okay.
By Peter Gabriel.
Okay. Of Genesis. This
Electric
one
Avenue, of
finds
course.
the plate. 2-1.
It's a good song as well. Riley looking to rock one down to Electric Avenue. Rock down two, I guess.
Swings and misses through that one. Nice cut there from Johnson. We saw a little power from him down in D.C. last Saturday. First time on the season he went yard. 7 walks and 7 RBIs for Riley with a Y. 13 runs scored, 11 hits, a .319 average. He cracks this one up the right side. Charging is Yeldon. Going to have to hurry and can't beat Johnson to the bag. sprinting down the first base line and beating it by a step or two. Riley Johnson with the infield single there to put a leadoff runner on base for the second time in 3 innings.
Just great. Great base running there for Riley Johnson. Shows how quick he actually is. Very, very special right there.
We've seen him show off the speed a couple times. In that doubleheader down in D.C. we talked about before, he was it him or Christian Martin that bowled over an umpire who wasn't looking at the first base bag for some reason?
That was Riley Johnson.
Was Riley Johnson. Okay, that's what I thought. Just want to double check. First base umpire down in D.C. as Foster shows bunt. I think he did not pull it back in time. 0-1. First base umpire was looking at a potential play at second, seemingly forgetting about the runner charging straight to him, standing straight behind the bag in line with home plate, and just took all of Riley Johnson straight to the chest. There's the Foster showing bunt again. Gets this one perfectly back to the pitcher. He'll have to turn and fire. Gets Foster by a step, but well-placed sacrifice bunt there from Darius. Can't grind it out for a hit, but does his job. Johnson into scoring position here with 1 out for Matt Thomas.
Yeah,
also had a spectacular series or doubleheader in D.C.
Very good bunt there for Keith Torres, who is he in the
Foster.
Or Foster, excuse me, Foster. Yeah, I get those two mixed up all the time because they have very similar last names.
Yeah, very similar playing styles as well. Really good on base guys. Really speedy players. 1 infielder, 1 outfielder.
Man, I've been really impressed with Darius Foster this year. He's been one of my favorite guys to watch. The way he just gets his lunch pail and goes to work.
Johnson with a hefty secondary lead off of second base. Nothing doing there as that one crackles outside on Thomas. 1-0. We talked about the roster as Thomas cranks this one to right center field. No problem for Keithley as he settles under it and makes a grab. Johnson threatening to tag off of second. We'll have to settle. That was a hard-hit baseball off the lumber of Matt Thomas.
Now that's what he did last night when he hit the home run. So I am very confused.
You got to watch the outfielders, Tyler.
Yeah, I know, but I'm looking at Matt Thomas and he finishes like, it's just a routine pop-out exactly like that, but this time
tells you about the consistent mentality of Matt Thomas.
I was very thrown off by that.
Zmarzlak and McRae in Alexandria last night took one look at the ball sailing over their heads, decided they didn't need to get their steps in.
And they ranged back on it like they were going to have a play, but it was actually well over the fence.
They didn't range that far. That's the point I'm trying to make. Anyways.
Is Danny Neary up at the plate now? Grant Nip out of the game.
Pinch hitter here. Nip was dealing with something behind the dish. Seems to be his night is done. Neary will settle into the cleanup position as Cheney steps off to check back off Johnson off of second base. And he's into the bathroom now, so I can talk about it. But Rocco Pepe just walked by us with one of the sickest mustaches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Straight up dark black. His hair is not that dark, but that thing is jet black on the upper lip. Rocking the big sunglasses as well. This one pops the mid of Morale high. Two and one on Danny Neary. A lot of changing pieces for the big train so far through just...
They're going to roll through their catching depth.
Yeah, we might get a chance to see the newest addition to the big train order.
Of course, the new guy is Jacob Tuft, committed to Virginia.
Here's the 3-1 to Neary. Swung on and missed. Breaker off the plate, and the count is full. So it's fine, but 2-2 rather. Scoreboard was wrong before. So Cheney sets, fires. Neary drives this one high up the left side. Settling under it is Myers, the left fielder. And that will do it for the Big Train in the top of the third. Johnson on base via the leadoff hit. Can't get any farther than second base. Big Train go down quietly. Still trail 2-1. Middle of the third here from Gaithersburg. We'll pause for this word from our friends, the Dandy Walker.
1 in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy-Walker syndrome. Dandy-Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org.
Michael Morale drives the first pitch he sees into right field. That's going to get down into the corner and roll all the way to the fence. Doyle loses his hat chasing it. Morale driving for third. Throw cut off. Play at third. Not in time. Tag put down by Gump sliding head first into the third base bag is Morale. He reaches with a leadoff three-bagger. And Gaithersburg is right to work here after brief little flurry of rain coming through the area. Nothing to affect us to the point of a delay, knock on wood. And so Morale in scoring position again for Holisa, who drove him home with an RBI double back in the first. And we'll look to do the same. A little bit less effort required here with Morale 90 feet away. That one crackles outside. Again, just took the first pitch he saw and turned on it for the lefty batter straight down the right field line. No chance for Doyle to make a play on that one. Hard hit baseball. This one outside again. Morale able to hold Neareye going all out to the fence. Crashing into the chain link. Flipping the ball back to Baker to hold Morale at third.
Very loudly hit triple two for Morale. So we'll have to see if that affects them or if that is just going to be one and done. We've seen that before.
As we said before, Morale has been key to the middle of this Gaithersburg offense, especially with all the changes you talked about. Holisa drives this one. That's a flincher. Straight back into the fence. A little rattled there. And 2-1 on the designated hitter. by way of Virginia Tech. Swings and misses through that one. Hefty uppercut on the breaking ball on the outside edge, and Baker works back into the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Humid night here in Gaithersburg. Baker looking to avoid the sweat. This one fouled back into the screen again. Count stays at 2-2. Host Family Appreciation Night here at Criswell Auto Field. Special shout out to any of our Big Train host families as well who may be joining us via the stream. Couldn't do it without all of your support. This one grounded towards Thomas at second. Run comes home to score. He'll flip it over. It's a sacrifice RBI ground out for Holisa. Second run driven in of the day. Gaithersburg stretching the lead it back out to 2 as they take a 3-1 advantage here. Now 1 gone for Jacob Farrar, who answered Holisa's RBI double with an RBI double of his own.
No chance to do that here. He could get an RBI on a home run, but no chance to get that run in here right now. Or get a run in because there's no one on base.
First pitch from Baker, slider outside for ball 1. Now check swing, went around easily on that one. 1-1. No chance for Farrar to hold up on that swing. Now he chops this one straight towards Brady Gump. First action at third. Fires over in time. Nice play there by Brady. Looking like an experienced hot corner guy.
Now, is that Nolan Arenado or is that Brady Gump?
You're missing an 8. 28, 20.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering what the heck you were talking about.
Yeah. Played the hop off the grass perfectly. Came back up into his chest, able to field it, fired over to Alderman in time. 2 gone here for Sarah Yeldon. Grounded out to Thomas to end the first. 2 gone here for him. Gaithersburg with 1 more tacked on in this frame. Base is quiet for Zach Sarah Yeldon. Baker into the windup here on the 0-1. Misses just outside. Count even. Leadoff triple from Michael Morale down the right field line as this one finds the strike zone just above the knees of Sarah Yeldon. 2-strike count here for Baker. Morale led off with the triple, came home to score on the sacrifice ground up by Holisa. Nothing else so far. Baker trying to hold it to just that. This one grounded softly up the third base side. Little practice rep there for Brady Gump. Flips it back to his pitcher. And we'll do it again, still at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Morale scoring for the second time today. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball down low. Baker gets strikeout number 5 as Sarah Yeldon goes around. He's got 1 in at least each frame so far. We'll see how the pitching plan goes to the Big Train first. Another chance to answer with the Lumber. Top of the 4th. Coming up next. So Kemp Alderman for the second time tonight, leading off an inning in his second at-bat. Flew out sharply to right his last time at the plate. Takes that one outside, ball one. Kemp 313 on the year, 421 on base percentage. He's worked 13 bases on balls in addition to those plentiful runs batted in, 42 as we mentioned on the year. And he drives the second pitch he sees, sky high up the right side. Boomer, the first baseman, settling under it, working quickly back to his right. And there's one gone here in the fourth. Rain's starting to pick up a little bit. Loud exclamations coming from the Gaithersburg defense there, or the dugout there. One out now for Jack Cohn. This one in there for a called strike to start off the rising junior at William & Mary. Reached on the hit by pitch in his last at-bat, also in the second. He drives this one straight to Sarah Yeldon at second. He fires over in time, and there's two gone.
Big Train have just not found the offensive touch tonight that we've seen, we saw last night.
Saw last night, that we saw the night before. That we
it
saw
happens.
A couple nights ago against DC.
There does seem to be someone up in the bullpen.
I believe Kyle Robinson, long righty, slated for an appearance in this one. Brady Gump takes that first one outside. Morale giving a good point down to his pitcher.
I think that's Zach Locke up in the bullpen.
Locke listed as the 911.
Oh no,
guy.
that is Kyle Robinson. You were right. I saw the glove and I thought it was Locke because they've got the same color glove.
Robinson a little more. What's the right word here?
Well, here's the thing: is that
vertically gifted.
It kind of masks how tall they are over there.
Yeah, I guess the mound and all that, being far away down the left field line. This one inside on Gump, and it's 3-0 on Brady. Gump popped out to the second baseman. And with two strikes here, nobody on. Looking to work a base runner and avoid the clean inning in the top of the fourth. Two outs. Now a 3-1 hitter's count on Gump. This one inside and low from Cheney. And that's a 5-pitch base on balls for Brady Gump. He's on base for the first time tonight. And now a runner on ahead of Keith Torres.
Torres' last time up, he worked a walk. What's new? Continues to do that at a premium rate this season.
Babies are new. Torres into the right-handed batter's box. Checks his swing.
That was very bad, Ben.
Cheney always out of the stretch. Checks over on Gump at first and pops a strike in there to Morale. 0-1 on Torres. Thrown out at the plate, trying to score on the Trevor Doyle RBI single in the second. Not a particularly close play either. And he looks at this one outside for ball one. You got to understand the send mentality there from Coach G. Not doubting that, just saying it wasn't a close play. Good throw in from Keithley, who has shown off his defensive prowess out there in right field on multiple occasions versus the Big Train. Torres not trying to give him a chance here on the 1-1. And again, outside. A little bit of...
Once again, you basically just need to stake Keith Torres to a full count because that's really where his at-bats begin. When he's at a full count, he's one of the best hitters in the league.
One more pitch either way to get there. 2-1 on Torres. Cheney checks off the runner. He strides home, and it's tight on Torres, just in front of the knees. 3-1. I believe it was a 9-2 put out on Torres.
Yeah.
Here's a 3-1 now. He drives this one hard, but foul.
Whoa.
Wow. Absolutely.
All right, Keith.
Pulled that one, but well foul. Well beyond the outfield fence. Beyond the little car path that runs around Kelly Park for maintenance vehicles and such. And what do you know, Tyler? The count is full.
Sometimes I know what's going to happen, Ben.
Every now and then. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Torres. Grounded foul. Trying to play that off the hop, off the fence there is Kyle Robinson. Soon to be new arm out of the pen.
Potentially.
Potentially. At one point, eventually. Can't quite field that one, though. Bounces harmlessly into foul territory. Picked up by the Gaithersburg third base coach. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Torres. Cheney comes set. He fires home. Torres drives this one high in the air towards center field. Martinez working back shy of the track and collects it. A loud number 3 there for Keith Torres. So the big train leave one aboard and get nothing home here on the walk by Brady Gump. They trail 3-1. Middle of the fourth here from Gaithersburg. Carson Keithley will start things off here for Gaithersburg in the bottom of the fourth, and he'll do so against a new pitcher out of the Big Train pen. First one ripped back foul. 0-1 from Kyle Robinson, 6'4" righty, rising freshman in the fall to come at Texas Tech down there in Lubbock. Quickly back into the windup here on the 0-1. This one outside and high, 1-1. 2-0 record for Robinson on the year, a 1.8 sparkling ERA for him in 3 appearances. All in relief, 5 innings of work. This one hit high in the air into the towering backstop and down towards the Big Train on deck circle. Empty at the moment with Bethesda out in the field. 3 hits allowed for Robinson, just 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. And again, that 2-0 record with the 1.8 ERA. This one driven up the left side of the infield. No chance there for Torres, the shortstop. That thing on a frozen rope to the left field grass. And Keithley reaches with a single here, first of the night against Robinson. Keithley on base for the first time today after grounding out to Thomas in the second. Baker's night is done after 3 strong innings. A couple of defensive lapses behind him. Allowed just 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. 5 strikeouts to 1 walk for long number 44.
Next time.
Came in with a solid mentality, attacking. Settled down nicely after a bumpy first inning, but has his team close enough, 3-1 within striking distance for this very potent big train offense. They can strike at any time, but first they'll need to get Michael Bouma and Jordan Myers due up here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 runner on, leadoff hitter aboard for Gaithersburg. That one low and inside to Bouma. And 2-1 the count now. Bouma, one of those players, not as sparkling batting average as he wears this one inside. And just as I was about to say, does have a hefty on-base percentage as well, as Robinson will now look to settle down as well after allowing the first 2 batters he faced on base.
Yeah, much like Yasmani Grandal, low batting average, but a high OBP this season. Really finding his way on base, even if he isn't getting on via the hit.
Bouma on the year, 211 batting average as Jordan Myers comes to the bat, shows bunt with runners on first and second, pops this one high up, near eye with a play on it, scoops it. And the bunt backfires for Myers, 1 gone. Still 2 on base here, but a very crucial first out there for Kyle Robinson and the big train defense. But Bouma on base percentage, 456 compared to just that 211 batting average, as we said. So stark differential there between the 2 metrics. And he shows it wearing that one a little bit off the maybe side of his upper torso. This one misses just a bit outside. Runners on first and second. 1-0 here on the leadoff hitter, Dylan Wilkinson. 1 for 2 today with a strikeout swinging and a single in the second. 1-1 now. Swings and misses there on a good pitch away from Robinson. And he has him right where he wants him. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I'll tell you what, Ben. Tonight, Luke Baker was good. And, the runs won't tell you that, but he really was impressive to me on the mound.
And a flash as that pitch delivered. This one hit high foul.
I don't know if you're allowed to do flash photography at these games.
Probably not. I would caution whoever's at work there with the camera. So still 1-2 on Wilkinson, who comes to bat with a dirty uniform. This one hit high in the air right side. Coming in is Doyle, and he makes the grab, loses his hat in the process. Tough play to make there.
And does a somersault.
Yeah, nice little tuck and roll there from right fielder Doyle. Tough play there, as I was about to say, right between the range of Thomas, the second baseman, and Doyle, the right fielder. A little bit easier for Doyle with the momentum running in on that baseball. And as you said, able to stop, drop, and roll with the baseball in his mitt. 2 gone here for Tyler Martinez. And again, sparking into the mitt of Danny Mirai behind the dish. 0-1 here to start against Martinez. 2 strikeouts on the night. Looking to avoid a similar fate here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Runner in scoring position here. And a good breaking ball there from Robinson, and it's 0-2. Well, the righty Robinson set, hands at the belt. He fires, swing way out in front of that one. Mirai steps out, fires down to Alderman, and a 3rd strikeout for Tyler Martinez. This one on 3 pitches on a breaking ball way in the dirt. And the side is retired. Top of the 5th coming up next here on Big Train. Trevor Doyle to lead things off here against a new pitcher for Gaithersburg, wearing number 42. It's
Intriguing.
Derek Ivy, another one of the Wilson contingent here for Gaithersburg, and he'll face off against the lefty Doyle to start. Into the windup, and misses low and inside on Doyle. Ball one. Ivy on the year, 4 appearances, 7 innings, 7 hits allowed, 6 runs all earned, 8 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Adds up to a 7.71 ERA as Doyle takes a big cut on the fastball there. It's 1-1. Ooh, Doyle.
Whoa.
Breaking ball way up by the cranium. Jack Cohn wore one off there.
It's like the fourth time you said cranium tonight. I don't think you've said that many times in your life leading up to that point, unless you were playing the game Cranium.
That's exactly what I was just about to say. So Cheney's night is done after 4 strong innings. Doyle drives this one to the left side. That's got a chance to get down, and it will. Doyle with a leadoff single there, dropping it just inside fair territory up the left field line.
He is 2 for 2 today.
And Trevor Doyle, don't look now, on his way to Yahtzee.
On his way to Yahtzee, very much so. 4 hits, I will call a Yahtzee. 5 hits, though, is a super Yahtzee. 4 hits of the same kind is a Yahtzee. And last night, just one full house, and it belonged to Keith Torres.
Sean Ewell's stat line was up there.
Yeah.
Not quite what we were looking for in terms of
Yeah, it was
tricks, though.
double, walk, single, hit by pitch. So I mean,
Doyle off of first.
maybe a straight. I'll give him a straight for that.
Ivy into the stretch. This one grounded, chance for 2 at second. Over to Wilkinson, trying to turn it, and can't. Dropped by Booma at first. Nearly had Johnson beat as he hit that one sharply to Saryeldon at second. Wilkinson trying to turn it, but just out of the glove of the first baseman, Booma. And Johnson able to beat it out and reach on the fielder's choice.
Shows just how fast Riley Johnson is. Beats out another one.
Second infield hit of the night for Riley Johnson. And that will bring up Darius Foster again. With a runner on, no empty base in front of him yet. Ivy out of the stretch. First pitch breaker in there on Foster with that pump take. 0-1. Ben Bobek and Tyler Gallo here with you. A couple minutes past 8 o'clock. Readily heading towards the bottom of the hour here in Gaithersburg on Big Train TV. 3-1 Gaithersburg here. Big Train bats looking to answer. One gone here with a runner on first, the speedy Riley Johnson. Foster looking to get him over. He sends this one high in the air left side. Chance for the third baseman, Farrar, and he collects it. A little pop out there for Foster. Frustrated heading back to the dugout for the third time tonight. Reached on a single in the first, but quiet since then. Sacrifice bunt to move Johnson over into scoring position in the third. So not an unproductive quiet night, but we'll look to settle back in next time at bat. For now, it's Matt Thomas. Oh for 2 with a ball sharply hit to the shortstop. Johnson goes, hit and run on. Thomas drives this one up. Farrar sliding, scooping, and again out of the mitt of Booma. Johnson rounding second, heading for third. And runners on the corners now with 2 outs. As Booma can't get a grip on that ball into his mitt. Somebody lost their sunglasses there.
And I think he would have been safe even if it was not. It was handled well by Booma at first base. Yeah, single, and Riley Johnson advances to third.
So third hit of the inning now for the Big Train, as we'll get a quick mound visit on Derek Ivy from Jesse Frawley, bench boss for Gaithersburg. Or I guess second hit. Johnson technically reaching on the fielder's choice, now all the way over to third. 90 feet away from cutting this lead back to 1 for Gaithersburg. 3-1 as it stands. Thomas off of first as well. First hit of the night. And so, by the way, as it would stand, Grant Knipp's hitting streak snapped at 5 games. After getting just 1 at-bat tonight, exited.
He
before
very
the
well
third inning.
could have gotten a hit on his one line. He smoked it, but it was in line out.
Tough to see, you know. We'll have to decide whether or not that counts since didn't play anywhere close to an official game. So some judgment to be passed by us as we are basically the only ones keeping track of stuff like that. So here is his replacement, Danny Neary, to the plate for the second time tonight. Flew out to left field. His prior trip to the plate. Takes this one in the dirt, bouncing off of the plate for ball 1. Thomas off of first. Johnson 90 feet away from being the second run of this game for the big train. Ivy into the set, hands at the belt. Long look in, he fires home. And that finds the plate. 1-1. Good pitch in there from Ivy. In on Danny Neary. Just working away. We've seen Neary worked a lot inside this year. Much like big train teammate Rocco Pepe, of course. Not nearly the extremities to the inside part of the plate that Pepe finds himself being pitched to. As that one misses outside, and it's ball 2. Maybe try to get a up-close look at Neary. Drives this one up in the air, towering pop-up just to the left of second base. Wilkinson collects, and the big train will strand both runners on the corners. They put 2 on, can't get either one to score. Still trail 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. 3 outs from this game being official here on Big Train. Michael Morale to start things off. And again, swinging at the first pitch. This one fouled up the left side. Last time he did that, he roped a triple into the right field corner. Came home to score as the third run in this one for Gaithersburg. No additional action on the scoreboard since then. But that one much more harmless, and it's 0-1 on him. The catcher.
Been a very quiet night for the Big Train offense.
A lot of baseball still to be played here in the bottom of the fifth. This one squirts away from near eye. Harmless ball there. It'll be 1-1. Morale sends this one high in the air, right side. Alderman working over, and won't have a play on that one as it goes well out of play back towards the parking lot. Near eye gets a new baseball courtesy of the Gaithersburg dugout, and it'll be 1-2 on the catcher, Michael Morale. So now after Ivy coming into the game, defensively, an all-Wilson battery for Gaithersburg. Robinson into the motion, dealing out of the windup. That one misses just a bit low. Ball 2, count even.
Morale, if you remember, a couple innings ago, had that nice triple in right field. Oppo sending it to the wall, but not quite here.
Not quite there as he fans on the 2-2 pitch. And he is retired for the first time tonight. 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored, plus the triple, as you said.
Yeah, Robinson, a guy that gets lost in the shuffle in a bit here, as you can see, and how good the Big Train bullpen has been. But he's been very impressive in his short amount of time here. Didn't get to record any outs in his outing last time we were here.
Yeah, that's true. He did pitch. Was scheduled to pitch did pitch the one batter of the 8th inning we were able to get in. That a 9-1 Big Train win called just after the beginning of the bottom of the 8th as Holisa takes a hefty cut through that one. 1-1. One gone here. I think the first base runner, trying to remember because didn't have the chance to score it before the rain started coming down heavy on us. As this one bounces, good block there by the chest protector and Danny Nerai. Robinson, of course, did not get to finish that game as it was called early in the bottom of the 8th inning, as I was just saying, due to oncoming rain. Really picked up at the moment. Had been sort of tinkling throughout the night. Here's the pitch to Holisa. This one grounded up the right side. Alderman will collect it. Robinson coming over and able to beat out Holisa coming down the first base line. He'll tap it out. And there's 2 gone here in the 5th on the 3-1 putout. Bringing up Jacob Farrar, 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI double back in the first. Attacking the first pitch he saw as well. One of the only real knocks, perhaps, on Baker's outing, done, of course, after 3 innings. Gave up a couple just loud pieces of contact on first pitches. Gaithersburg just attacking this one. Dribbled up the third base line. That's going to be a fair ball. Never even made it to the cutout in the infield.
Wow.
Farrar running that one out all the way. Nerai, Gump, and Robinson all thought it was going to trickle, but just stayed inside the line and just died halfway, not even halfway up the third base line. So a very infield single there for Jacob Farrar and a 2-out base runner for Gaithersburg and Zach Yeldon.
Sarajevo? Like the town in Yugoslavia?
Yeah, I got it. I know where Sarajevo is.
That would, I believe, be Montenegro now? Macedonia?
I want to say Bosnia.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah. Home of Vlade Ibisevic. Bosnian boss.
Home of the Cellist of Sarajevo, the book.
Never read it.
Had to read it as an assignment. Horrible book.
0-1 on Sarah Yeldon. This one grounded up the left side. Torres collects deep in the hole, flips on to get the lead runner at second. Nothing more needed as the big train set Gaithersburg's offense down quietly here for the second inning in a row in the bottom of the fifth. They trail 3-1. Coming back and due up at the plate, it'll be Alderman, Cone, and Gump. Top of the sixth coming up now. Big number 33, Kemp Alderman here to lead off in the top of the sixth. Third time in 6 innings now that Alderman has led off an inning. It's been pretty rhythmic silence for the big train offense. Again, just the 1 run so far. Looking to get things back on the tracks. As we head into the twilight innings here. Game now officially official. That one pops the outside corner on the low part of the strike zone. And it's 0-2 now on Kemp. Have to fight back here. This one high and outside by a mile for ball 1. Alderman 0 for 2 with a fly out to right. Pop up to the first baseman. The second and fourth. This one hit sharply up the middle. Wilkinson with a tough play, ranging over, bouncing it. Booma scooping, able to hold on to that one, but not in time. Really tough play for defensively. That ball straight up the middle. Wilkinson ranging to his left, able to make the jump throw over. Booma with a hefty split on the one hopper, able to collect it, but again, not in time as Alderman reaches on a hard hit infield single. And again, a leadoff runner on for the big train. Getting runners on hasn't been the problem so far. Jack Cohn looking to move Alderman up and get something moving here for the big train offense. Wheels a little bit rusty after a big night last night. Of course, clinching the CRCBL top seed in the playoffs next week. And looking to find the rhythm again. Runner on first. 1-0 on Cone. Alderman with a 3-step lead. That one pops the mid outside for a strike. 1-1. So 4th inning out of 6 that the Big Train have had the leadoff runner on. Looking to do a little bit more with it here. Cone takes that one off the plate. 2-1. Check swing from Jack, and the left-handed hitter will settle in. JC looking to do something with it. This one high. He wore one off the back of the helmet before. Not looking to do so again. Hitters count here 3-1. Humid night for baseball, and the Bugs are out and about. As Ivy settles in, fires the 3-1 off the handle of the bat, and the count goes full on Cone. Alderman off first, and nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Big Train just a lone run in the 2nd, 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd for Gaithersburg. Quiet night for both bats. Cone ready for the 3-1. Ivy out of the stretch. Look back over on Alderman. Little advancement in the lead. 3-2. Cone swings and misses the ball away. That one bouncing. First base occupied. And Cone with the strikeout swinging for the first out. He'll head back to the dugout. Brady Gump back to the box now. Late substitution in at third base. 0 for 1. So we have a pinch hitter due up with Christian Martin in the on-deck circle for Keith Torres. We'll see some defensive adjustments up the middle.
The entire bottom
Martin
half
likely to shortstop. Thomas will likely stay at second base, as shortstop is one of the few positions he's told us he can't play. Gump takes that one outside. 1-0 on him.
Entire bottom half of my scorecard is just messed up.
Gump drives this one up high to the right. I believe that will stay in play, nearly bouncing off the fence, but not to the right enough, not nearly out of play. Second pop-up of the night. And Christian Martin, despite being announced as Keith Torres, will be the pinch hitter here. And number 9's night, for now, is done. Martin on the year, 242 in 33 at-bats, third lowest total on the team. Well, fourth if you count Everett Catlett, with his 2/1 at-bats, depending on who you ask. That one crackles in for first pitch strike on Christian Martin. Rising freshman to be at Virginia Tech. 2 RBIs on the year, 11 walks worked, 8 hits, 1 double. Trying to turn on that one, fouls it back in the screen. Nothing in 2. Alderman still on first after a leadoff single up the middle. Looking to get his steps in here. A little cicada action for the first time in a while up in the tree above us.
I'm not quite sure if that's a cicada. That might actually be a katydid. But
I don't know what that is. Sounds like a cicada.
not
0-2
quite.
to Martin. Swung on and missed. And the side is retired. So the fourth leadoff runner for the Big Train is stranded right there. Alderman can't get past first, as the Big Train are set down in order after him. We head to the bottom of the 6th after this quick word from our sponsors at the Dandy Walker Alliance.
1 in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy Walker syndrome. Dandy Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org.
Dual threat Carson Keithley, the leadoff hitter here for Gaithersburg in the bottom of the sixth. New pitcher for the big train is Ryan Lynch out of Notre Dame. 2 strong innings for Kyle Robinson. 2 scoreless innings from Kyle Robinson as Lynch works back to a 1-1 count now on Carson Keithley. At one point, league leader in batting average. He's crashed down to just over 300 on the season now. 304 for the utility man. Pitches, corner outfielder. This one low and away from the left-handed batter Keithley. 2-1. Lynch on the year, 6 appearances already. 1 start, 9 innings of work, 10 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, 19 strikeouts, 4 walks, a 2-0 record, and a 6.0 ERA. This one again scorched into the backstop, and it's 2-2. Here's a payoff pitch potentially. This one grounded to the new shortstop, Christian Martin. He scoops it up and fires. Of course, defensive replacement after pinch hitting.
And you said earlier
Torres.
today we should see if Martin could play shortstop. So,
Of course, with Gauthier gone, a little bit more playing time for the few middle infielders here is Michael Boma to the plate now for the 3rd time tonight. 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging in the second. Hit by pitch was stranded at first in the 4th. Martin with some early action on the first batter he sees defensively. Lynch induces the ground out of Keithley, who's set down for the 2nd time tonight. Now 1 for 3 with that single to lead off the 4th ahead of Boma. One and one on the first baseman. Local guy, only native. This one, Bender. Can't quite come back down to earth. A little high and outside there. 2-1 from Lynch. Trying to find his rhythm, settle into the strike zone. Boma, a rising junior at University of Maryland up in spring break capital of the Northeast, College Park. 3-1 now on him. And Lynch with work to do. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. 3-run. 3-1 Gaithersburg lead. This one low, away, ball 4. Boma on base for the 2nd time tonight. Probably the biggest crowd of the season easily for Gaithersburg. Bleachers packed down the first base line. Big crowd behind home plate. Witnessing a good game so far. Defensive, low scoring, but plenty of action. 1 out, 1 on here. Ooh, look at a turn on one there as Jordan Myers called strike 1.
Never a dull moment with Everett Catlett.
Myers 0 for 2, reached on an error in the second. Big whiff there. Quickly, nothing in 2. Popped up to the catcher with 2 on and nobody out in the 4th.
Big
Looking
Ben?
to settle in offensively.
How about massive?
Little big might have been an understatement there, as you said. All the way off balance, looking like the Griffey swinging logo, if you know what I mean. 0-2, misses just a bit outside. 1-2. You know what the logo I'm talking about,
yeah.
right? With the big arcing swing. Yeah, that's what he looked like. A little bit off balance and not able to make contact on that pitch. Was strike 2 at the moment. 1-2 on Myers. One of the late additions to this Gaithersburg roster as they look to increase their depth. He fires this one up into the screen to the right. So 1-2 still on Jordan Myers. Lynch comes set out of the stretch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Seemed where that at-bat was headed after 2 big cuts on the first 2 pitches. Myers saw from Lynch and indeed set down on strikes for the second out. And bringing up Dylan Wilkinson and the top of the order here with 1 runner on first via the base on balls. Lynch looking to avoid any further damage. And again, hold this to a 2-run Gaithersburg lead. Give the Big Train, patient Big Train offense tonight, a chance to strike back. First pitch called strike in on the leadoff hitter, Dylan Wilkinson. No cult of personality tonight. Tyler slightly disappointed as we're informed of a defensive substitution to come.
Pinch hitter on deck.
Pinch hitter on the on-deck circle. Makes sense. Cam Hyder will be in for Tyler Martinez, who exits with a bit of a sombrero upon his head. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
Adorned with a sombrero tonight. And
wonder if it's one of those ones like from Despicable Me where it's edible. You can crack it off and dip it in
like
the
you
block.
would get at a
delicious.
Mexican restaurant.
1-1 in there, and beautiful location on the outside spot. Wilkinson down 1-2 here.
Best Mexican place I've ever been to is called Taqueria Moroleon. It's near my house, and man, do they have good food.
You might have to go Plaza Azteca right across from Povich Field.
Yeah.
In the Cabin John Shopping Center. Quality fajitas. This one popped up sky high left side of the infield. Gumped the third baseman under it and settles it into his mitt. And that is the 3rd out of this one. Boma reaches via the base on balls, but Ryan Lynch faces just 4 batters. Gets 1 strikeout and a quiet 0 put up. Pitching change for Gaithersburg when we come back for the top of the 7th here on Big Train TV. Trevor Doyle to start things off for the big train offensively here in the top of the 7th. Looking for some juice in the wheels. A little bit of oil needed. Get the WD-40 out. Get this thing moving. Doyle 2 for 2 tonight with a couple base knocks. Looking to pick up right where he left off. Again, it feels like every other inning it's just alternating leadoff hitters. Alderman in the odds, Doyle in the evens. I guess the other way around. Alderman in the evens, Doyle in the odds. If I could keep my numbers straight, that might help. In there, 1-1 now on the corner outfielder of Sacramento State. Looking to sting the new Gaithersburg pitcher, Rhett McCafferty, here with a leadoff base knock. We've seen McCafferty plenty of times. Tied for 4th on Gaithersburg in appearances with 17 2/3 innings. This one scorched. Boma with a fantastic grab. Spectacular play, a web gem at first. Boma extending to rob Trevor Doyle of a base hit there.
There goes his chance at a Yahtzee tonight, but what a play by Michael Boma at first base. I mean, hang an exclamation point next to that one.
As he
Incredible.
scorches to his right to snag that one. And Doyle can do nothing but tip his cap. McCafferty on the year, 17 2/3 innings, 21 hits, 15 runs, 12 of them earned, 15 strikeouts to 8 walks, a 6.11 ERA, 1-1 record with 1 save. As we'll get Riley Johnson on the top of the big train order here. Johnson, 2 for 2 tonight, has reached base thrice. I guess 1 for 1. Was hit by a pitch in the first, fielder's choice in the 5th, and singled, got to second in the 3rd. Not yet to score. He crackles this one to the second baseman, Yeldon. Flips it on over, and there's quickly 2 gone here for the big train. Looking for something offensively, and they'll do so with 2 outs here. And now Darius Foster coming to bat. CRCBL soon-to-be all-star bat boy, Owen. Collecting that piece of lumber from Riley Johnson, discarding it. Talking it over with now on-deck hitter Matt Johnson on his way back to the dugout as Foster settles into the left-handed batter's box here. Foster 1 for 2, single in the first, a sacrifice bunt to move Johnson into scoring position in the 3rd, pop up to the 3rd baseman. Last time at bat in the 5th. Big train 4th time through the order. Looking for something. This one low and away, and it's 2-0 now on Foster. McCafferty into the long windup. Fires. This one scorched. Foul towards the Gaithersburg dugout. 2-1 the count. Foster on the air, a .348 average coming into tonight. 35 runs scored, 15 walks worked, 11 runs batted in, 24 for 27 marauding on the base paths. Looking to get a chance to do some work here. 2-1. Inside, did that hit him? I think it did. Maybe just caught him on the lower arm. That's got a sting. Kind of rocked back and forth a couple times. Not happy about having to wear it, but he will indeed get a chance to work on the dirt as he's on base here, wearing the 2-out hit by pitch, putting a runner on for Matt Thomas.
Hasn't had a chance to steal a lot of bases of late with guys on in front of him.
Guys on in front of him, or being down at 3rd after a 3 RBI triple last night. A little unfortunate, but
probably see him in motion here.
We'll see what happens. We'll see how aggressive he gets with 2 outs and the big train needing an offensive spark. Matt Thomas, one of the guys to do it, takes the first one in there for a called strike 1.
Well, he's, Matt Thomas last night homered in a spot where one swing could tie the game for Bethesda, and certainly the guy you would really want up in this situation because
I want to say he's homered here.
Yeah, but it's been a while since someone on the big train has homered here, though.
Put up 9 last trip up here to Gaithersburg without the big fly. Put up 17 with it last night. Thomas, the big shot. Off a car in right center field down at Franklin Field in Northern Virginia. Tied Kemp Alderman for the CRCBL as well as team lead, with 7 shots on the year. Foster taking off. Morale, no chance. Bouncing into the outfield. Tough slide there for Foster. Not as quick to his feet as he normally is. But he's got stolen base number 25 on the year.
And now 14 away from the CRCB, or not the CRCBL, but the Big Train record, which could very well be the CRCB.
There's about a 75% chance of that.
But, he's going to have to keep going. And there's not that many games left, but I think if he gets on base as continuing as he has, not at a premium, but at a premium rate, then there should be more chances for him to get to that record of 39 set by Gio Diaz.
He's had one in a bunch of games. I think the old record was 27 that Diaz just absolutely smashed in that 2019 season. 1-2 now to Thomas at the plate. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs. High, well outside. Count even.
We'll see if he goes here with 2 strikes. If it does get to a full count, he absolutely will be in motion. He's a guy that, no matter what the situation is, he'll probably be going. You would see some guys just kind of chilling on a 3-2 count, especially on second base, but he's a guy that, in my opinion, should go every time.
Just 3 games on the season for Darius Foster in the last 10 or so with no stolen bases. Hasn't been caught.
I never heard that one come down.
Yeah, that one fouled way out. He's been hot on the base paths his last few. Had 3 in that 16-3 win over DC. First game of the doubleheader on the 10th. 2 the other night at home versus the Braves. 3 way earlier at the T-Bolts on June the 16th. So that 3 his season high. He's had 2 a couple times. Thomas works the count full here.
When you have an OBP of 474, you got to be doing something right, and you will probably be in motion quite a bit. Even having a batting average of 348 coming into today.
Absolutely. Has gotten it up the last few games.
Yeah.
Hot bat. Trying to get home to score here. 3-2 pitch to Thomas. Breaking ball high, ball 4. And there's 2 on now with 2 outs for the early sub, Danny Neareye.
Just a tremendous take there from Matt Thomas. Nothing else you can say about that one. Very much spit on the ball. Breaking ball that was tough to take, and he did. Shows how good of a player he is.
Might say emulating his collegiate teammate with a stone-cold take on the 3-2 count there. So 2 on now for Neareye, who some would say is due. 0 for 2 tonight. Nip 0 for 1 in the 4-hole before him. Sharp line out to Wilkinson at short in the first to end that frame. As Morale and McCafferty will discuss here how to attack with the prodigious runner Darius Foster on just behind him off second base. Neareye, the lefty at the plate. First pitch sparkles into the mitt. 0-1. Neareye with a long look in. Twirls that bat. McCafferty set. Hands at the chest. Swinging at a pitch away. Good breaking ball there from McCafferty, and it's 1-1. McCafferty out of Texas State. A couple Bobcats there. Rising sophomore, the lefty. Got that kind of arm dangle with the baseball in hand. Big Train looking to potentially equalize. Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. 2 gone here in the top of the 7th. Near-eye at the dish. Here's the lefty delivery. Sent high in the air. Ball just behind us. Off the hill and rolling down. And that'll be a souvenir.
What a play. What a sliding play there by the guy who tracked down the ball. Seems to be in a bit of pain as he walks it off.
Gingerly.
He slid for that. Did not want anyone else to get to that. I respect it.
Hustle. Get him a contract, Coach.
Coach Jesse Frawley is writing it down right now.
So 1-2 to Near-eye after the high foul ball to the left. Here it comes. Drives this one foul up the first base line. Well out of play.
Near-eye in his first game as a Big Train, was here and hit a home run here. That is his only home run this season. And he's just been falling a bit out of the power.
Maybe call it beginner's luck.
Foster's OBP as high as a qualified 538 at one point. I mean, dang.
It's big.
It's been hovering around 460.
It's big. Here's
a couple
the
weeks
pitch
now.
Near-eye. This one hits sharply to Boma. He'll take it himself. 2 great defensive plays. One a little bit more than the other to bookend this inning for Michael Boma, the first baseman. Big Train get the tying run to first, but can't get him into scoring position nor home. They trail 3-1. Time to stretch here at Criswell Automotive Field, Kelly Park, Gaithersburg, Maryland. Bottom of the 7th. Coming up next on Big Train. First pitch, Sears in there from Ryan Lynch for a called strike on now defensive substitution, as we said the first time. Was not right at the time, is right now as he was standing in the on-deck circle when that inning ended. Comes in to replace Tyler Martinez in center field, and now with his first at-bat of the evening, again a called strike to start. Now 1-1. Here's the third pitch of this one. Grounded towards Alderman at first. He'll call off Lynch and take it himself, tapping the first base bag, and there's one gone here in the bottom of the 7th.
Back-to-back 3 U's recorded in this game. How about that?
How about that? Ben Bobek and Tyler Gallo with you down the stretch of this baseball game. Looking for a little bit more excitement from both teams. Been a quiet night. Low-scoring game. This might be the lowest-scoring game through 7 innings we've had all year. 4 combined runs between the two teams. 3-1 Gaithersburg, the score. on this humid Thursday night in Gaithersburg. Criswell Auto Field. 1-0 to Morale. He scorches this one foul. Out of play right side. So Hyder finding a new way to be retired out of the 2-hole. 3 straight strikeouts for Martinez to start on that line. Not quite picking up where Martinez left off. This one outside in the dirt. Rolling all the way back to the backstop. And it's 2-1 on Morale, who's been the player of the game for Gaithersburg. Without a doubt so far. Of course, that big triple, one of the major difference makers in this ball game to lead off the third, came home to score. Works it to a 3-1 count here. Slightly open stance. Lynch into the windup. Swing! And a miss. Count goes full. 3-2.
Did you forget the count? What the count was for a second there, Ben?
No, I didn't.
He's just so happy about that strike.
It was a big swing and a miss. Looking for something low to drive. See what he gets here on the 3-2. Good hold there from Neareye. Trying to frame it, but Morale walked for the second time tonight. 1 out, 1 runner on now for Nick Holisa.
Holisa today has impressed me in his brief appearances. Well, that double was smoked and potentially could have been caught by Darius Foster. Really looms large in this game. That was the first run for the Giants.
The double by the on-deck batter, Jacob Farrar, stands as the difference maker so far. Big Train with just 1 home. That second run of the bottom of the first for Gaithersburg separates the 2 squads. Big Train at 25-6. Gaithersburg looking to move into a better hold on that second bye in the CRCBL playoffs. A game ahead of Alexandria with a few more games for the Aces to make up. They're at 15-13. Gaithersburg coming into tonight at 17-13. 7.5 games back of the Big Train in first. This one hit sharply through the gap. The second baseman, Thomas, shifted towards the second base bag. No chance on that ball. Scorched into right field. Doyle collects, sends it in, and there's 2 on, 1 out now for Farrar.
A lot of traffic on the base pass, but none of it going home. That's really what the story of tonight's game's been.
Fair amount of runners left on base for both squads as Neareye will head out to chat things over with Ryan Lynch, the pitcher out there. 1 1/3 innings for him so far. Pitch count up just above 30. A 6.0 ERA on the year. 19 strikeouts now. Elisa with a hefty lead off of first, not being held on by Alderman with the runner ahead of him. Thomas close to Morale at second. Again, that's kind of where he got caught up, not being able to make a play on that hard hit ground ball by Holisa for a single. This one hit in the air. Shallow center field. Riley Johnson racing in, but it's Martin coming out from shortstop. He'll collect it. There's 2 gone. And 2 aboard for Zach Yeldon. Quiet at bat there for Jacob Farrar. Moves to 2-4 on the day. 2 base hits, though, of course, as we said, that big RBI back in the first.
Yeah.
And now it's Sarah Yeldon's chance to try to break this open a little bit more. 3-1 Gaithersburg. Runner in scoring position. 2 on, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Sorry, Yeldon 0 for 3. Twice grounded out to the middle infield. And a strikeout swinging in between. Blocked down by Neareye on the ball just in front of Sarah Yeldon's feet. Dusty cleats standing in the right-handed batter's box, left side of the plate. Lefty Lynch with a long look in to his Notre Dame teammate behind the dish and gets a good swing and a miss there on the off-speed pitch. 1-1 now, the count. Murai's gotten the chance to catch a couple of his Irish teammates. Matt Bedford last night down in Alexandria. Lynch in successive nights here tonight. Here's the 1-1 hit high in the air, right side. Up behind him. That's going to be out of play and onto the roof. Heads up Adam Gotkin up there for Gaithersburg Radio. Might have had a play on that ball. Bouncing loudly off the roof of the concessions and restroom facilities just to our right. So 1-2 on Sarah Yeldon. Trying to move the runners forward. Lynch trying to keep him quiet. He comes set in the stretch, hands high at the face. Checks back on Morale at first. Delivers one low in the dirt, skirting away from Neareye. And the runners will move up without any help from Sarah Yeldon. 2 on, 2 in scoring position now on the wild pitch. Morale down to third. A lot of dirt on the pants of Michael Morale. As we hear a big train way out there beyond center field on the Gaithersburg tracks. Big train here on the field looking for something else. 2-2, swung on and missed by Zach. Sarah Yeldon strikes out for the second time tonight. And Lynch strands the 2 runners in scoring position. Gaithersburg threatens here in the bottom of the 7th, but can't advance their lead. It's still 3-1. Time running out for the big train. They trail by 2, heading to the 8th on Big Train TV. So, all 4 at-bats for Kemp Alderman so far tonight have been to lead off the inning. Every even inning in the top half has been led off by Kemp Alderman. I don't know what it is about the Big Train offense tonight, but that's just the rhythm they're in. Called strike 1 in on the mighty righty.
They just want to get him up. They want him to be there early and often.
With some runners ahead of him, perhaps. That one, Sears, hopped into the mid of Morale. Juice on that one from Rhett McCaffrey out there for the second inning. And it's quickly 0-2 here on Kemp. McCaffrey set, hands out, stretched in front of him. He comes brings him back to the body end on a windup. This one hit hard up the left side, and that's going to get through the third baseman, Farrar. Kemp muscling for second. He's going to slide in or stand up as the ball bounces away from Wilkinson on the relay throw in. Farrar went to backhand that on the just inside the third base bag. Couldn't make the play.
All right.
Straight down the left field line, and look at that, a leadoff runner in scoring position in the form of Kemp Alderman, and the tying run to the plate now in Jack Cohn.
Maybe this is what gets the offense going. We've seen leadoff runners on first. That hasn't really helped tonight. How about a leadoff runner in scoring position to try to get things going here as Kemp Alderman leads off for the 338th time this game?
And for the third consecutive night, we mentioned Grant Knipp's 5-game hitting streak. How about a 3-game double streak now for Kemp Alderman? That one misses low and away, and it's ball 1 on Jack Cohn.
Kemp's been pretty good this year. There's nothing else you can say about it. Been really impressive.
Plenty of extra base hits for him on the year. Those 7 home runs stand out, but he's been a double machine at times as well. Not to mention the 42 RBIs. Here's the 1-0 to Cohn. Misses low again, and it's ball 2. Bottom of the order, now Gump, Martin, and Doyle still after a few subs here and there. It's been quiet so far tonight. Doyle the only one with a base hit, and he's done it twice. Gump and Torres now occupied by Martin. Torres reached via the walk, so did Brady Gump back in the 4th. 2-1 on Jack Cohn here at the plate. Looking to string together a couple offensive movements here. McCafferty out of the stretch, hands set. And Cohn sends a high fly ball to right field. Racing over is Keithley, and he makes the grab on the run. Had a long way to come for that one. Nearly across the entire right side of the outfield. Coming from all the way near that light pole in right to the other light pole in right to make the grab. A good race for that one. No chance for Alderman to advance on the fly out by Jack Cohn. So 1 gone now for Brady Gump. Big Train offense looking for anything here. Top of the 8th. Gump whiffing at the first one he sees, way down in the dirt. 0-1.
Couple of lightning bugs flying around here. Fireflies.
Haven't seen them a lot this summer.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the
heat.
The high levels of heat, right? Maybe it's something to do with the Brood X cicadas we had last month. I've been thinking about that a lot, actually.
Maybe
any firefly experts out there?
There might be a little more north
below.
this year too.
Yeah.
I'll have to check when I go home in a couple of weeks to see if they're there.
Interesting to think about for sure.
I just saw one.
Here's
That's
the
it.
0-2 to Gump. That ball misses outside. Trying to get him to chase. Ball 1. 1-2 on Brady. 292 hitter on the year. As we said, 1 walk tonight in his 3 at-bats so far. 2 home runs and 12 RBIs. Nothing against McCafferty, though, so far this year. This one misses with the bender outside again. And the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gump. Two balls and 2 strikes. McCafferty, long look into Morale. He comes set, hands at the chest. Kicks, fires a 2-2. Broken bat hit straight back to McCafferty. Check back on Alderman at second and fires over for out number 2 as Gump is put down 1-3.
Really just a listless offensive night tonight for the Big Train. And that shows exactly why. Of splintering the bat stranding and on verge of stranding a leadoff double in scoring position, in the same spot that he started the inning on.
So we mentioned Alderman has led off an inning 4 times. The last 2 times he's done so with a base knock and in danger of being stranded at the base he reached himself. Now both times with 2 outs here. And Christian Martin at the dish. Martin 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout swinging after replacing Torres in the 6th. Came on as a pinch hitter. Replaced him straight up defensively at shortstop. And a couple nice plays out there so far. This one skips away. Morale with a good block. Loses the mask as he kind of scoops that one first baseman style. Two and 0 on Martin. Favorable count to start. This one misses, just above the knees. Thought that one was a little low, but tough to tell from our angle. Set back to the left of home plate, just beyond the backstop. 2 and 1 now on Martin. Live scoring says he is batting 1,000 versus Rhett McCafferty. 242 on the year with 2 RBIs. Would be a very timely third here, representing the tying run at the plate. And a big run in Alderman off of second. That one misses, and it's 3 and 1.
It's just funny that, one of the lower batting averages is still pretty solid at 242 on the Big Train team. Martin's been pretty impressive nonetheless.
Set. Here's the 3-1 pitch. He drives this one the other way. That's going to get down. Alderman being waved home around third. Now told to stop. A good relay throw skips past the cutoff man Farrar. Bounces all the way to Morale at the catcher position. And so runners on the corners here with 2 outs. And a very big spot for Trevor Doyle.
And finally, a hit with runners in scoring position. We haven't seen one of those since the second inning when they got their base runner, or their only run. And they've just been held in check ever since. But Martin going with the pitch, sending it to the opposite field. Really impressive piece of hitting for him.
Yeah, taking it the other way. Hard hit ball into left field. Myers did a good job of coming up, cutting it off quickly, getting the throw in. Like you said, bounced past the cutoff man. So Alderman likely would have been a sitting duck at home plate. G had the send sign. Coach G at third base had the send sign on initially, but quickly told Alderman to hold up. This one hit sharply through the left side. Scoring from third is Kemp Alderman, and it's a huge RBI there from Trevor Doyle.
And man, if he had just put in a single in his last at bat, he could have a Yahtzee right now. And
was this close?
RBI, 2 RBI tonight, both of them belonging to Trevor Doyle. He's been very good tonight for this team, and the lineup turns over for Riley Johnson, who did single in the third. Let's see if we can keep the line moving here with a runner on second.
A big spot here is Big Train cut the Gaithersburg lead to 1, 3-2. And as you said, Doyle with 2 very timely base knocks. Has been seeing the ball very well the last few games, tonight especially.
Yeah.
Now 3 for 4 with 3 singles, 2 RBIs as you mentioned. But that 1 out, as we said, just a spectacular play.
Could have very well been a single.
7th. Could have been more than a single.
Maybe even a double.
The way Keithley is playing towards left center or towards right center field, that one had the chance to roll all the way to the fence maybe out there for an extra base hit for Doyle. Instead, it was a beautiful extending play by Booma, the first baseman.
Big Train
Johnson to the dish now. Takes that one tight by the hands. 1-1 now.
Big Train have had to exhaust their depth tonight. 3 of their 4 available hitters off the bench are already in the game now, with Nearai, Gump, and Christian Martin coming into this game a little bit early on. So
Dylan Hatfield, the only listed sub remaining, as you said. 1-1.
Do
McCaffrey set.
You still have Colin Tuft.
He kicks. He fires. This one grounded sharply back towards Jesse Frawley's Gaithersburg dugout, and it'll be 1-2 now on Johnson. 7 RBIs for Riley on the year, a .333 hitter, 500 on base percentage. Actually, that's just tonight. Reading the wrong thing. 314 on the year, still pretty high. Impressive on base percentage for the Big Train leadoff hitter here tonight. Comes to bat in a big spot, looking to move the order. Tying run in scoring position. Go ahead, run on first. Here's the 1-2. McCafferty checks back on Martin off second. He delivers the pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt. And Johnson is retired. So Big Train tack on one more to cut the lead back to a single mark on Gaithersburg. They leave 2 on here in the top of the 8th. Gaithersburg will look to respond in the bottom when we come back after this word from our partners at the Dandy Walker Alliance.
1 in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy Walker syndrome. Dandy Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org.
First pitch from new pitcher Danny Tchaikovsky crackles the mitt outside. Ball 1 to Carson Keithley, leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 8th for Gaithersburg. Sends this one high up the left side, near eye, thinks he has it, and ooh, bouncing to the first row of bleachers. That thing hit a mile up in the air to get off up and over the towering backstop that goes all around the infield here at Kelly Park. So count even now, 1-1 on Keithley. 1 for 3 today with a single in the 4th. And he drives this one to center field. Johnson working over to his right. Foster over as well. He'll come in front of Johnson and make the grab. 1 gone here in the 8th for Danny Tchaikovsky out of Christopher Newport University. 4 appearances for him on the year, 5 2/3 innings, a 7.94 ERA, 8 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, 9 strikeouts, and 3 walks for Checo. As Michael Boma checks back in the box. He's had a heck of a day out there at the first base corner. Takes this one high and inside, ball 1. One gone here in the bottom of the 8th. Tchaikovsky looking to keep things going, get the Big Train offense back to the bat after probably their best offensive inning of the night. Got 2 aboard, able to get Kemp Alderman home for the second run of this game. Left 2 more on board. This one misses. I believe that's 3-0 now on Boma. He's worked the walk a couple times. Was hit by, or worked the walk once, hit by a pitch in the fourth. This one finds the zone, and it's 3-1. Hitters count here for the Maryland player. Tchaikovsky gets a big swing and a miss there. Boma extending and taking a hefty cut there. Comes up empty, and the count is full. 3-2. Checo to the rosin bag. Comes set, back foot on the rubber. Hands to the face, drops him back to the belt, into the windup. Here's the 3-2. In there, called strike 3 just above the knees.
Wow.
Great location from Danny Tchaikovsky as he
pitch.
battles back from the 3-0 count. And there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, look, his ERA is a bit inflated, but I've been impressed with Danny Tchaikovsky this year. The way he just doesn't back down. Goes up there and pounds in some strikes. And I'm a big part of this staff having a 3.98 ERA coming into tonight. Probably one of the best in the league. And Danny Tchaikovsky shows it there with a flourish of a strikeout.
Absolutely beautiful pitch, and comes right back after Jordan Myers. Tipped back into near eyes mitt there. Quickly, 0-1. Myers 0 for 3 tonight. Reached on an error in the second. Struck out swinging in the 6th. And takes this one tight. Ball 1.
Big Train set up for a prime finish right now. We'll have to see who the main closer is for the Giants this
Maybe
year.
Jonathan Martinez. We've seen him do very well against the Big Train. Here's the 1-1 from Checo in there. Called strike on the inside edge. Good location again from Tchaikovsky, and it's 1-2.
Tchaikovsky's only pitched against the T-Bolts and then the Braves in one other outing this year. So
Made
probably
his debut against the Braves in 3 straight outings against the T-Bolts. Here's the 1-2. Finding the inside corner. 2 straight looking strikeouts for Tchaikovsky to end this one. Hangs a very quiet bottom of the 8th on Gaithersburg. 1-2-3. The Giants go down. Last licks potentially for the Big Train. They trail by 1. Top of the 9th coming up next. Exciting finish due up. Part of the order here for the Big Train, down by 1. Trying to avoid loss number 7 on the year. They'll send Darius Foster, Matt Thomas, and Danny Neary to the dish at least. And hoping for some fireworks here mid-July. Would be 11 days late or so. And Darius Foster will look to start things off, taking called strike 1 there on the inside edge. Foster has reached base twice via the single and a hit by pitch. Stole his 25th base of the year after getting hit in the 7th. Pumps on that one, and it's called strike 2. Foster will have to work back at a little bit of a hole here. Here's the 0-2 from the new pitcher. This one fouled into the top of the screen. Mike Holefield out of Salisbury, the closer tonight for Gaithersburg. 7 appearances for him, 8 innings of work, 7 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, 14 strikeouts to 6 walks. A 1-0 record, no saves. This would be his first, and puts a breaking ball a little bit high there on Foster to even the count, or to send the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Big Train potentially trying to capitalize on him this year. You know, not one of the better relievers on this team, but a guy that has been reliable nonetheless in some outings.
5.63 ERA for the Salisbury Seagull. He starts off strong with a swinging strikeout of Foster there. 1 gone. And the Big Train send a guy who can equalize things here with 1 swing of the bat to the plate in Matt Thomas. Thomas, 1 for 3 tonight. Singled in the 5th, walked on the full count, a great take in the 7th. And takes that one tight for ball 1. Gaithersburg has beaten the Big Train twice. One of the only teams to do so this year. Once here at Kelly Park, once up at Povich Field. 2-0 now to Thomas after that one lost a little bit low and tight by the ankles.
Big Train would still finish 4-3 against the Giants if they lose this one.
Field out of the stretch. Thomas grounds this one left side of the infield. Farrar, the third baseman, scooping it, throwing it, trying to get him on the tag as Boma throw off line, and Thomas beats out the infield single there. And the tying run is aboard. Danny Neareye, the go-ahead run at the plate now with 1 gone, 1 on. Here in the top of the 9th.
Nice attempt at a swipe tag there for the first baseman, Boomer. We've seen good job from him at first base tonight. Just a bit out of the reach of him there as Thomas reaches.
Absolutely hustling up the first base line.
Hustling as much as he can.
There. Not the wheelsiest player, but knows how to use them. As he takes his lead off first. Neareye takes the first pitch outside. 1-0. Neareye looking to get things going for him so far at the plate. 0 for 3 after coming in to pinch hit for Grant Knipp as a replacement in the 3rd inning. Represents the tying run. This one high. And second straight batter now that Holefield has started 2-0.
Let's see if the Big Train have some heroics in them here.
Big Train have had a few comeback wins. That one 7-run comeback against Alexandria back at Povich Field stands out. Here's the 2-0. Neareye takes a big cut through that one. Finds the back of Morales' mitt, and it's 2-1. Three to 2 Gaithersburg, 1 out, 1 on. Top of the 9th. Bethesda in need of some heroics. Neareye at the dish. Here's the 2-1. He drives this one to right center field. That's going to get down. Rounding second, heading for third is Thomas. Neareye will hold and not try to force the throw. Runners on the corners as Neareye drives that one into the gap solidly to bring up Kemp Alderman to the plate. The first time tonight not leading off an inning.
Don't go anywhere, folks. This game is far from over. And with Kemp Alderman up in this situation, you're thinking one thing. A deep fly ball. That'll tie this game.
Would do more than that. Go ahead run for the Big Train, standing at first in the form of Danny Neareye. The catcher tonight loses the batting gloves now. And we'll have a quick mound visit from Jesse Frawley. Gaithersburg wanting to get this right with Alderman at the plate. 2 for 4 tonight with a single and a double. Dare I say, halfway to the cycle for Kemp. Needs the 2 hardest. Well,
not hard for Kemp.
One of them is slightly easier for Kemp than others. But he's also been very solid at just driving balls into the gaps. As we said, he's doubled already here tonight, making 3 straight games for Kemp that he's recorded a two-bagger, 7 of them on the year, 1 triple as well. Massive 15 extra base hits, 42 RBIs, 13 walks as well, and 80 at-bats for 3-3. 19 runs scored, 25 hits. And it would be a very timely number 26 right here. He faces off against Holefield, working out of the stretch only with 2 runners on. First pitch, swung on, looped infield. Booma playing in. That's going to be tagged out. Alderman gone. Thomas holding at third as he wasn't sure what was going to happen to that ball. Booma coming in real quickly. Probably might have had the play at first. Regardless, Alderman able to get Near-Eye into scoring position now for Jack Cohn. But 2 outs. And the Big Train down to their final out here in Gaithersburg. Second and third, 2 outs for Cohn. Oh for 3 with a hit by pitch. First run scored and takes that one for a strike on the outside edge. 0-1. Alderman just chopping that one in play up the side of the grass. Here's the 0-1 to Cohn. Breaking ball outside. Ball 1. Slight displeasure from the nice crowd here in Gaithersburg. Count even at 1s. Kemp, as we said, just chopping that one up the first base line. Bouma making a nice play to tag him out. Hold Thomas at third. Representing the tying run. This one high to Cohn. Ball 2.
If he can just hit one up the middle, there's got to be enough speed at second base to get that runner in. Slowly up the middle gets him in.
So with
a deep fly ball, you don't want that in this situation.
With 2 outs, infield not playing in towards the infield grass. Cohn drives this one to right center field. Keithley settles under it and collects it for out number 3. Big Train get the go-ahead run into scoring position, but they can't bring him home, leaving him stranded in issue all night, and it comes back to haunt him as they fall 3-2 here for their 7th loss of the season, 2nd in Gaithersburg.
Yeah, just a tough night at the dish for them. They really had nothing tonight, and when you're in the hole all game, it's really hard to pull out of, you know? Luke Baker should have been out of both innings that he started today, and unfortunately the defense didn't help him at all there. 2 runs in the first inning that was continued after Darius Foster misplayed a fly ball, and then that error, of course, by Trevor Doyle led to some more. So really just a tough night for the Big Train, but they'll be back in action. They have a nice day off tomorrow, but they'll be back in action. A much-needed day off as they come back home.
Well-earned day off for sure. Tomorrow evening will be off as well. Obviously back against Silver Spring Tacoma at home Saturday night, like you said. But before we wrap things up and get to a little bit of a break here, your final thoughts on this one as the loss does go to Luke Baker. He falls to 1-2 on the year. The win goes to Derek Ivey. The save to Holefield, despite working himself into a little bit of a sweaty situation there with a couple runners on and the Big Train threatening with the tying run at third. Your final thoughts on this game, Tyler Gallo?
One that they should just put in the rearview mirror and come back out and slam things the next time they're out. They've already clinched the CRCBL, so these losses aren't too pressing, but when a team handles you like this, they're a team you have to watch out for when you get to the big games, and that's the postseason.